Hi guys, I'm Bex.
And it's Grace, not Zachary.
And we're the Packer sisters.
Tune in each week as we process through everyday topics and personal experiences. Your guys' intro was so cute. I'm Grace.
Oh, Grace. Yeah, Zach's pretending to be you know.
Yeah, that was amazing.
We could have gotten away with it too.
I figured if Peter was going to be on the show with me, I'd have him do your stuff.
Yeah, that would have been really funny. You'll have to save that for next time. But you guys probably knew Zach did a show with me last week. We mentioned Grace and Peter would do one this week. But then Peter got really busy, and so it's back to the good old Grace and Becca.
Yeah, grad school. There's lots of things that happen when you're a student still, so unexpected life happens, right?
With the unexpected, Grace and I just had to throw together an episode for this weekend, and we're actually going to go back to the 90s today.
Oh, yes. What a wonderful time.
Yeah, so this might be kind of a blast from the past for some of you guys. I'm assuming most people were alive in the 90s that listened to our podcast, but if you weren't...
Yeah, if you weren't, well then, here's something for you.
Are you in for a surprise? Well, let's just get going because this isn't going to be a super long episode this week. Just kind of a fun one. Kind of like the Barbie one, if you listen to that.
Sorry, we're a little strange.
That was our best episode by far. Can't get any better.
By far. Have you watched any Barbie movies since?
I've watched probably like 20. No,
since the last time that we talked about Barbie.
I think I've watched about 10 Barbie movies since the last time we talked, because Grace actually keeps sending me Barbie DVDs in the mail to watch.
Ever since we had that conversation, every time now I go to like a store and they are selling movies, like Barbie movies, and I find a classic one, I'm like, oh, I gotta send it to Becca.
The one I need though in my collection is the Nutcracker, because that one's my favorite, and it's the first.
Find it.
I can't either. It's nowhere to be seen, and I just love it. It's a classic. I need it, Grace.
I'm sorry. Maybe we'll find it at some point in time.
Oh, I might just have to look on Amazon.
Right.
Honestly, because I can't find it like at Walmart or anything. So
we'll find it one day.
I need that Barbie fix. But yes, I don't know if you knew, Grace, but while I watched The Island Princess, I sent you a Snapchat of me just singing along to that song, and I didn't know if you got it or not.
I did, and I just saw it a few days ago because
that was like a month ago.
Because I switched my phone over, and so now I actually have like a nice Snapchat on my new phone, and so now I caught up with all of the old snaps, and yes, it was a beautiful rendition of the song.
Thank you. I'd like to think I could be the new Barbie one day, but
I bet you could do it.
The new voice of Barbie, I should correct that, because I don't want to actually be Barbie. But
I think you'd make a really good like voice actor for cartoons or something. I could totally see that.
But Grace, okay, I'll play the voice, and you can be the singing voice for Barbie.
No.
Yeah, you know how you know how in cartoons though, they'll have one person play. Yeah, one person's like the actual talking voice and the other's the singing voice. We could team up and do it. I think they should say that Grace and Becca play Barbie's voice from now on.
We're Barbie now.
We're Barbie. We Our
We are
Barbie.
Barbie.
I saw. I know we're not even in the 90s yet, but
it is part of that experience. So I think it is semi-relevant.
I saw a Barbie sweatshirt when I went to Marshall's today, and nobody judged me. Yes, I did leave the house. I was wearing a mask. I had my hand sanitizer, but I saw a sweatshirt that said Barbie, and I was very tempted to get like 2 of them. So we could have matching Barbie sweatshirts, Grace. And I think that would be the epitome of happiness.
Were they like adult sweatshirts?
So it was like pink and yellow tie-dye.
Weird.
And then it had Barbie like written across it in like white in that handwriting, that Barbie, like cursive, you know? And I was just like, this is it. This is it.
This is the epitome of fashion.
I need this. I didn't actually get it, and I'm a little sad now, but
oh, nope, I'm not.
Wow. Well, shall we begin our journey to the 90s?
Sure. So let's kind of talk about a little bit some of the things that were explicitly like from the 90s. You probably can't really find them anymore. Mm-hmm. Maybe somewhere like deep dark Amazon or eBay or whatever, people getting rid of stuff.
Yeah.
Or things that they just don't sell or make or have anymore.
Or they still sell them, but they're not cool anymore. You know,
it's not the trend.
It's not the trend.
Like if you're the little kid opening up your lunchbox and you pull out a little yogurt, it's got to be what, like a Danimals or something now.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Instead of like the Trix yogurt.
Oh, and Go-Gurts. But Go-Gurts are always good. I think those are still good.
Go-Gurts probably still got to be in there. You know?
My gosh, yeah.
But you had to have these in order to be cool at the lunch table, right?
Yeah.
In elementary school.
Do you remember Trix yogurt though? How like they would have the 2 flavors. So like my favorite, and I think your favorite might have been like the cotton candy one.
Oh yeah, they were like 2 flavors swirled together, right?
It was pink and blue, and it came in a little Trix like plastic cup. And it's Trix like the cereal, like it's the same rabbit, but it's a yogurt now.
Oh my gosh, it was probably so much sugar.
It tasted though like
it tastes really good.
it tasted great, but honestly, it's just a Go-Gurt in a cup.
Yeah, pretty much.
Now that I think about it, because Go-Gurt had cotton candy. If you compared them, they were the same. Like,
it's probably the same thing.
Yeah.
Oh, you also were really cool if you had Gushers or like fruit roll up or fruit by the foot in your lunchbox.
Don't forget the Scooby-Doo fruit snacks.
Which is, I love gummies.
I can still taste them in my mouth, like. But yeah, if you had a fruit by the foot, yeah, the sugar snacks. If you had the fruit by the foot, all the kids at your lunch table would ask for a bite, and you would just like rip off a piece, you know, and share. Oh, like the tape gum.
Oh, is it Hubba Bubba?
I think it was Hubba Bubba, but it was like rolled up, and you had to like cut it like tape. Like it was so weird.
And it was usually some crazy flavor like an apple or like.
I don't remember.
Something sour.
Oh, there was a blueberry, like blue raspberry, apple, and then normal bubblegum flavor.
Yeah, something like that.
So weird.
Also, I was thinking about, so like as kids and you're walking around the grocery store, like you would see Lunchables and you would be like, oh, I gotta have one of those.
Yeah, all the
my lunch, because everybody has them.
Yeah.
And it's like a cracker with cheese and turkey. And
it was gross. It like, really was.
But as a kid, you think it's the coolest thing. Or like the make your own pizza one. That's the Lunchables.
Oh, those were so stupid. But the kids were like, if I have this, all the other kids will know I am cool.
I'm cool too. Yeah. Oh, also, do you remember the kid cuisines? So
That
they're
were
like,
just a knockoff of Lunchables.
well, they were meant for like, I think dinners and stuff more so. It was like meant to be a frozen meal for kids. So
Oh.
they would sit in your freezer. And I remember the one we would always get. There's a penguin on the front for
Oh
the
yeah, he
marketing.
looked really weird.
Yeah, but like I remember you'd get a tray and it was basically like mac and cheese,
Oh
something
yeah.
else, and then like a brownie that they like cooked in the plastic while it was like in the microwave.
Yuck.
Yeah, but I remember loving it. I don't know why.
Grace, I do remember that you just wanted your kids' cuisine. You would ask all the
I know.
time for them
I
at the
know. For some
store.
reason, I loved it, and I don't know why. It was novel,
You just
probably.
like the taste of the chemicals, you know?
Hmm. The processed
The
foods.
processed foods, yeah. Like my thing when I went to the store were those mango Altoids.
Oh
Uh,
yeah.
they don't really sell them anymore. Like I can't
Yeah.
find them, but I would
No.
eat the whole pack in like 2 days. And they were sour mango Altoids with like the sugar on top, but man, they were
Hmm.
so good.
Oh geez, that makes me think about Tic Tacs.
Tic
Because I don't
Tacs.
think Tic Tacs are as big of a thing anymore, but
No.
it was cool to have Tic Tacs with you and like carry them, or other people would have them and you'd say, "Hey, can I have some of your Tic Tacs?" And
Oh,
they'd dump you out some pieces and
yes. Oh my
share with
gosh.
you.
Tic Tacs are so weird. They're just little capsules of sugar.
It's
Like,
basically candy, like little sucky candies.
yeah. So one thing Grace and I had that I had a lot of pride in,
So much
uh,
pride.
so much pride. We had little Pringles carrying cases that were shaped like Pringles.
Mm-hmm.
So I bet there are other kids out there that had these, but we had
Oh
one that
yeah.
was like purple and sparkly,
Oh yeah.
and then one
Mm-hmm.
that was like silver, I think, just like a
Oh
gray.
yeah, I don't remember the
Um,
colors, but
but like you could fit maybe like 8 Pringles in
oh,
it or something. Maybe like 10
portion
Pringles.
control.
Yeah, it was for the kids' lunchbox, so you don't eat the whole darn tube.
Yeah,
Because we would eat the
probably for
whole
the
darn
best.
tube.
Yeah, that's for the best for sure.
But
Oh
yeah,
gosh.
Pringles were delicious. Loved eating those.
Wow. Ooh, VHS tapes,
Ooh,
Becca. VHS
yeah.
tapes in the VHS player.
I'm just like, Gen Zers, do you guys even know what these are? Like,
Aren't you a Gen Zer, Becca?
I consider myself a millennial, and there are many
Do you?
reasons. There's many reasons for this. It has to do with society and culturally what I grew up with. Um, and like my humor is very much more millennial, but like I can still laugh at Gen Z humor and get it. It's just weird. I think Zach and I are both kind of more millennial than Gen Z.
But
So
you're on the line.
yeah, we're on the line, so we could go either way. But I guess I'm not offended if you call me a Gen Z. But I'm a Gen Z who knew VHS.
I knew VHS. Oh my gosh. I just remember having the like, well, there were two different ways that I remember growing up with like rewinding. Is there used
Oh,
to be the separate machine where
what
you'd
a
like take out
pain.
the tape, put it into this other machine, hold it down,
It
press
took
the
so
button.
much time.
Yes, until they finally discovered, oh, you can rewind it in your player. It
Yeah.
just built it into the same
Uh-huh.
things.
At
But
one point during our childhood, we were able to record with VHS tape
yeah.
because you would have to. Okay, get this, you young people listening in, get this. We would have to wait till the program came on TV. Let's say it's Arthur on PBS Kids, okay? We'd have to
Hmm.
wait till what, like, I don't know, 3
Like,
o'clock
yeah, it was
p.m.
like after school.
when the Arthur special came on, and you would stick in your tape and press record 5 minutes before it started because you knew it'd be on at 3. Okay? And then you'd have to stay and wait till it recorded all the way through the episode, commercials and all. And then you'd have to stop that recording. And then what you do is whenever you wanted to watch that Arthur episode, you could put back in that VHS tape, gosh darn it, and you could watch your favorite episode of Arthur over and over again, and don't forget to rewind it after you watch it.
And don't you dare ever re-record things on top
Oh,
of it.
yes,
That was
we did
always the
that.
worst part.
Yeah, you would then like put the tape back in because there's more space on it to record, and you're like, yeah, I'll just record from the beginning, but then you record over your Arthur episode, and then it's really sad.
I was just thinking about it wasn't just Arthur. I was also thinking about we watched Cyber Chase. I think that might have been early 2000s.
Yeah, I mean, we were just those PBS kids.
PBS kids.
We watched Liberty's Kids all the time.
Are you ready for this?
Yes.
You ready?
Yes.
The jelly shoes.
Oh my gosh. Oh, you were the shit if you had jelly shoes.
I remember having so many jelly flats.
Yes. Oh, and they were in that lattice pattern, remember?
Yes. I even remember having some in like middle school.
Yes.
Like, mainly when we were younger, but like,
yeah.
I remember thinking that they were still really cool.
We had the jelly flats and jelly flip flops at one point, I remember.
Mm-hmm.
But you would go out in the sun with your flats in the lattice pattern and like burn your foot, you know, and then
like
it would have it would have the lattice pattern. But then you can tell all the kids I wore my jelly shoes, and then they were
my
like,
jellies.
"Oh, yeah." Or the jelly bracelets. Remember the little thin bracelets that you'd wear like 5 of them or something.
Oh, yes.
I think that was still coming from the 80s, honestly. Like, it was still going
just a
into
trend
the 90s.
following through.
Yeah, but I remember taking the jelly bracelets, and I know other kids would do this. I'd put it in my mouth because they bent and pretend they were braces. Like, I know I'm not the only one that did that. I know I'm not.
Did you secretly want braces?
They were cool, okay? Braces were the cool thing for a while. Like, everyone in elementary school, like 5th or 6th grade that I knew, lots of kids had braces. And I was like, oh, they look so cool, you know?
Yeah, but not to mention the pain of your teeth all moving around and all that.
Yeah, now that I've actually had to get braces, I don't think I'd ever want them again.
Thanks. Oh, the stick-on earrings, Becca.
Do you remember the little sets you'd get where it was like you'd get 31 sets of stickers for your ear, and you would take them off and stick them, and you had to really pinch your earlobe for them to stick.
Otherwise they fell off.
Yeah.
You lost a lot of them.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I lost so many, but I remember putting them on my American Girl doll.
Yes, I remember putting them all over the place, not just my ears.
Oh yeah, all over TVs.
They're pretty cute.
Notebooks.
They're pretty cute.
Yeah.
Oh, I remember having to wear skirts to school, to elementary school.
We did go to a school that required uniform, though. That's true. So
lots of sportage.
Yeah, lots of skirts. And then rainbow tights were pretty cool. The portable CD player that you'd have, I remember I had one, and I was so cool because I'd wear it in like a fanny pack.
Oh my gosh.
That my CD player was in, and then you had your over-the-ear headphones, you know.
I remember what was even cooler, I guess, to me was actually having like a CD book or like a CD holder that had many flip pages that you would hold all of your CDs in, and like having it full. Like, I feel like just for a treat, like Mom would take us into Blockbuster Video.
Yeah.
And I just remember like walking through, and it was like so cool. Just like all these walls covered in videos.
Grace,
like,
think of all the Barbie movies
that were there.
Think of all the Barbie movies we could have watched.
All the Barbie movies. I just remember getting movies there every once in a while. And always telling mom, like, we have to buy the candy on the way out. Like,
We
we have to
always
get the
did.
stuff here. But now everything's streamed, so it's just so different. Right?
Yeah,
Quicker
so different.
access.
On demand.
Okay, let's talk toys, Becca.
Yeah.
Talk toys. What are some of the toys that stand out to you?
Well, let's just say somewhere deep in storage I have 75 Breyer horses. Yeah, that's all I need to say.
75?
I
Do you
counted
really?
them. Yes. There's 75.
Oh, Becca. Oh, Becca. Oh my gosh.
I loved my horses, okay? Leave me
I
alone.
didn't realize you had that many.
I collected all of them. Not
Yeah.
really, I don't have them all, but
But you collected most of them at the time. Holy moly, girl. I know. I was thinking about American Girdle.
American Girl dolls.
Pretty much. No. I feel like American Girl dolls became like it was kind of their debut and they became big when we were kids in the
Oh,
90s.
but have you gone to an American Girl doll store nowadays?
Not since,
They're
no.
insane, Grace. Don't
Well,
go.
I just remember how important it was to have an American Girl doll. Do you remember Betty Spaghetti? I
Yep.
actually forgot this toy and I went and looked it up and I was like, oh my gosh, I totally had those.
We did. We had, I think, 2.
Yeah. They were like super thin legged and thin hair, thin
It was like
arms,
all plastic and very
like wiggly
yeah.
and you could like mold them into shape and like their hair was I guess the hair was the most spaghetti like because it was like plastic string basically.
Yes.
And then the Polly Pocket debut back
Oh yeah, I had Polly Pockets. I
then.
think, did
Hmm.
you?
I no, I
You
feel
might
like I
have been on
really
the
just
older end for that.
I think I played with Polly Pockets with you, but
Mhm.
using yours
Yeah.
as kids. So
One thing I remember that we would do to pass the time a lot as kids is we would make up games. You know, like we'd either pretend to be certain characters from a show or like play with Barbies and pretend they're like Kim Possible. Um or like I don't know, like putting on plays for the family.
I was talking to our parents about this too, and they were just like, we would tell them, we're going to write the next big story or like the next most famous play. They were always based off of some more children's book or something that we had just read or like,
Yeah.
or a show or a movie we had just watched.
Mhm.
But yes, it was so interesting. It was, and this isn't a time where like TV wasn't really as big of a deal. So we didn't have like video games really, or we at least didn't have access to video games. But we found a lot of ways to pass the time by like engaging with our neighbors or family members, and we were very creative, I would say too.
Yeah, we actually made a lot of board games. I remember like we would take some big pieces of paper and build a game board and then make up rules, you know.
Do you remember any of them?
Um, I remember ones I'd made with my friends cuz like I would take what like Grace and I had created and be like, "Oh, that's a cool idea." Tell my friends about it and then we would make our own game, you know?
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I just was thinking about like how in late elementary school I was like making manga novels with like my friends. I don't know why. I don't know how that became a thing.
That's kind of cool though.
Oh, it was so nerdy and it was also really like hormonal teen like expression of interactions with mean kids and with people of the opposite sex. It was always really petty.
Oh man. Do you remember your first cell phone, Grace?
Yes, I do. It was like a little brick that would fit in the palm of my hand, and it looked like a dragonfly because like the screen was a circle, and then the rest of it was like this rectangle. And so it was like the weirdest little thing with big buttons, and it was silver, and it was like our first phones were like the text as you go kind of plans because those were cheaper. And so we didn't really use them. It was more like you only use it if you need to call mom and dad in case of an emergency kind of deal. I want to say I was probably like 12 or 13 when I got my first phone.
Yeah. I
What about
remember
you?
being like 6th grade.
Mm-hmm.
I had it for an emergency phone because I had to walk to school, so they wanted me to have one.
Mm-hmm.
And I really just never used it unless I was calling mom or dad.
Yeah.
But I had like a little blue Nokia, and it used to be dad's phone, I think, or something, because they gave it to me. And I remember I had a little charm on it that was one of the Olympic mascots, I guess, because the Olympics was that year. And dad
Mm.
had gotten a lanyard with a little like panda figure on it, and he like gave it to me to put on the Nokia phone because it fit on the Nokia phone. Do you remember phones having that little place where you could put charms?
Yes, I remember having a charm on my phone.
Yeah, because I'm looking at my phone right now, and there's definitely not a place for charms anymore.
Yeah, that's not a thing anymore.
No, now you just use pop sockets.
And or you get like a nice case and stuff.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's about it though.
I remember like later on when phone cases became a thing,
Mhm.
for our flip phones, I might add.
Yes.
And I would make phone cases like on the computer, and I remember I got Grace
Yes.
one for her birthday.
You made me
I
one.
made you a case.
Yes, I remember. I don't remember what it looks
I
like.
don't either, Grace.
I know you made me one.
It's probably really psychedelic looking because I just threw a bunch of colorful things together.
I remember using it though, so
Well, yeah, you used it for a while, I think, until you got
Mhm.
a new phone.
You know
Yeah.
what's funny is they didn't have internet back then. You do realize that,
Yeah,
right?
you
Like
couldn't look up answers on Google.
there was no internet.
No internet, no
Oh my gosh.
Snapchat, no Instagram.
No nothing.
There was just like what, MySpace or whatever.
Uh-huh. But you had to do that on the computer.
Yep, if you had one.
Mm-hmm. Oh my gosh. Look at all the things that have happened since we were little, Megan. Um, do you remember doing like tap dancing out in the middle of our
Oh,
living room?
of course I do.
So our parents bought us like these learn how to tap dance videos and brought home like a four by four like piece of plywood that we would lay down on our living room floor. And we would put on our cute little tap shoes and turn on the video. And we would stand there in the living room and just like figure out how to tap.
Well, Grace, you and me would like go in circles around this 4x4 because there's nowhere else to go.
Oh my gosh, it was so funny.
And I don't remember if we, for a while, had tap dancing shoes or like if we just had shoes with pennies glued to the bottom.
I want to say somebody bought us actual cute little girl tap shoes because I
That's what
remember
I
having the
thought.
like black patent leather and
Hmm.
like the little tie bow on top. Like if you find a
Yeah,
picture of us doing it, those are real tap shoes for kids.
I feel like at one point in our life we had the makeshift ones, and I just thought that was funny. The little penny
Yeah.
shoes.
I think maybe we started off with the makeshift ones, or we did later in life once we got rid of the tap shoes.
Yeah, when you grew out of them, because you grow fast
Mm-hmm.
as a kid, so. But yeah,
Yeah.
if any of you are looking for something to do while being stuck inside, get a 4x4 plywood and like glue or tape some coins to some shoes, and you can be a tap dancer.
You be a tap dancer. Just look at a YouTube video and you're good to go.
You'll be a pro when this is over, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no thanks. I'm good. I'm past that.
Well, I think I'll wrap us up for this episode. It was really fun talking about childhood memories today.
Mm-hmm. So. Yeah, I agree. It's nice kind of looking back at some of the things that we grew up with and thinking about how the world is so different.
So different.
So different.
So thanks for listening, guys. And this is just kind of a fun little episode. I guess we'll be surprised again next week. Maybe you'll hear from Grace and Peter. Maybe you'll hear from Grace and I.
I don't know.
Maybe I'll just have Grace do it by herself. Like, we don't know.
Oh my gosh.
Or we could put Grace's dog, Ruby, on the mic and see what happens.
I don't know what she'll do.
She'd probably bite it. You know. Hopefully.
I agree.
I don't know. She'd probably just ruin the episode, but you know. Well, thanks everyone again.
Thanks for joining us, and thanks for listening to us, even though we're a little strange.
Yeah, and don't forget to try something new in quarantine. Bye.